Hello there. This is Rom Wills coming back at you with yet another video. A real man takes responsibility in his dealings with women. A real man. And this is very important because one issue I have, you get a lot of guys, they want to sit around and blame women. Like whenever I've talked about that, you know, what a man could do, they like, well, the women doing this, the women doing that. I've even had some dudes get mad at me for not going in on women. A real man has a choice in how he's going to deal with a woman. And if that woman can mess you up, mess your head up, mess up your equilibrium, you're fucked up and you're weak. If that's how you carrying yourself. See, a real man, he understands something. He has a choice in which women he want to deal with. Now, my book, Nice Guys and Players, I always say women choose the men. Pimps will tell you that. But the man has a choice on who he going to choose back and whether he going to deal with it. So what, she's interested or she's choosing him. So what, he don't have to choose her back. He don't have to deal with her. You know, I remember, and I mentioned this before, I knew this gentleman, I'll just say social circle. He was having some trouble with his wife because she was always cheating on him and stuff. And he was complaining, oh, she destroyed me. I was like, why you keep going back to her? She ain't holding a gun to your head. What control she has over you? You know? Because a real man is supposed to be a leader, a king. If someone can boss you around or control you or have that much power over you, you're not a leader. You're not a king. And you know what? Women want that. A lot of guys want a woman who's going to submit. A woman wants a man she can submit to who's going to be a leader, a king. Someone who's going to take some responsibility. You can't, yeah, because like I always say, if you got 20 women who treating you a certain way, the only thing they had in common was you. But if you change who you are, and not even for the women, but really for yourself, they're going to change. Or you give the impression they can't fuck with you. That can, you know what, they're going to change. I always tell that story for people in Harford County when I lived in Edgewood. And then when I was first over there, you know, it was getting back on my feet with the family. And we only had one car, but I was working. I had to take the bus to work. And I told, like I said, I would go to this particular bus stop, and it was always a group of women. And just to be clear, they were both black and white. And they were always rowdy. They were rowdy, loud talking, cursing, and all that. I ain't say one word to them. I just go there and just be chill. After a while, they see me coming, they get quiet. And then I noticed then I said I started to acknowledge them. And then they would speak to me very respectfully. But you know why? Because I ain't go there and say, oh, these women this or that, or complain about them or anything. I just ignored them. You know? I ignored them and kept my distance. You have a choice in that. I've said several times that I've never been seriously played. Now, I've had some minor play. I've been played on minor, but definitely nothing with money. Like, I'll share one with you. I remember, now this back before social media, FaceTime, all that. This woman I knew, she introduced me by phone to a friend of hers, right? Me and this friend supposed to meet, right? The friend didn't show up. All right. Early version of ghosting, right? We talked again. Supposed to meet again. She didn't show up a second time. Now, some guys would have blamed her, say, yo, she's this, she that. I blame myself. Because the first time, okay, all right, no. But the second time, that was totally on me. You fooled me once, shame on you. You fooled me twice, shame on me. I took responsibility for that. If I ran into her now, we talked, I recognized her name, I'd say, oh, okay. You know, but I wouldn't be like, oh, you did this to me. You know, I wouldn't try to holler at her or anything, no matter what she looked like. But I would be like, whatever. See, when you blame outside of yourself and don't take responsibility for your own response, you're giving that other person power. Like, these guys really are giving women power. You complaining about the women, but you're giving them power over you. And I'm going to tell you what, some of the worst women, they know how to exploit that. They know how to fuck with you. They know how to push your buttons. You giving them power. But when a man takes responsibility for his actions, for his response, he got power. He got power. That's the bottom line. He got power over her. Yeah, she can act a certain way, but if you let that woman know, no, you won't behave like this. Even in my even if y'all going out in a relationship, she do something, you need to check her right there and be like, no, I ain't dealing with you. Like I remember there was this woman, like this back before, FaceTime, all of that stuff. Another person met through a mutual friend over the phone. Now we talking, right? I called her up one time. We talking. She said she had some guy over, and I was like, oh, because we weren't in a relationship. I was like, oh, okay, I'll just talk to you another time. She said, oh, no, we can talk. So I said, okay. We started talking, and all of a sudden she said, oh, wait, Rom, I got to get off the phone. He's putting on his clothes to leave. I was like, or his coat to leave. If he was putting on his clothes to leave, that would have been very disrespectful. But he was putting on his coat. He was walking out. He ain't say anything. He ain't yell. I didn't hear his voice in the background. He saw that she was talking to another man on the phone. And instead of him getting mad or anything, or trying to get mad, say, oh, she doing this, he said, no, I ain't putting up with this shit. And I really think they ended up getting married. And yeah, I think they did get married, because he wasn't putting up with the shit. He decided, because that was really disrespectful on her part. He just didn't put up with it. He wasn't going to sit there and argue with it. He was like, oh, okay, bye. Because you got the power. See, a lot of men got to understand the power. You got to take responsibility. And let me say something real quick, because I know a lot of guys, they'll say, well, women don't take responsibility or accountability. Yeah, you're right, they don't. That's why men lead. That's why men got to stand up and lead. And if the woman is not behaving in a correct manner around you or to whatever you desire, you don't have to deal with her. Even in situations of relationships, I talked about that before. Yeah, y'all gonna have some level of compromise, but even then, you still gotta have you gotta have room for it, but there's still gotta be a line that does not be crossed. Like if it's absolutely something you don't want to do, you don't compromise there. But if it's something you like, okay, I can live with it, boom. But you set the boundary. Because remember what I talk about on my Sovereign Man videos, every man has a boundary. You got responsibility for it. You got responsibility for who comes in and out. I don't care what the women are doing. You need to have the mindset, they need to earn a place in your boundary. But you got responsibility for it. See, that's why on this channel, it's very rare I say something about women. And even then I'll say this type of woman. And it's got to be serious. But I ain't going to sit around talking to them, they this or that. Because I haven't noticed any changes. I'm serious. Think about it. All this talk about modern women and everything, I haven't noticed a change. But you get a critical mass of men who say, okay, we ain't going to deal with them. They'll change quick. And then you're not making them doing it to make change. You're just saying this is what I'm going to put up with. See, remember something in a relationship. It's two. See, I ain't down for these guys saying, oh, women control this, women control that. I'm really not down for that. Because you got a choice in the matter. They ain't holding a gun to your head. Only a tiny percentage of women are physically stronger than men. And I know some women say, well, we're strong. Yeah, you got some strong women, but I'm saying a tiny percentage. And even then, what's she going to do? She going to break your arm? You could still be like, you know what? She can even be physically stronger than you. And she could like try to beat you up and all of that stuff. Okay, you still don't have to mess with her. You still don't. She ain't forcing you. She holding a gun to your head. See, you make the choice on how you're going to deal with it. And in fact, I'm known for talking about select and non-select. I'm known for talking about the Goodbars. They only deal with women on their own terms. They don't get mad at a woman. And even if they get rejected, because all men going to get rejected. I don't care who they are. They get rejected. They don't lose sleep. They'll be like, okay. And if they got real problems, they're going to look in the mirror. Because a man takes responsibility. A real man takes responsibility. That's where his power is. That's why I say, got some minor stuff. I mentioned the biggest thing was that one thing with that woman. And even then, That one thing, she ain't show up a couple times. Even then, I looked at myself. I ain't blame her. I wasn't angry at her at all because I said, you know what? That was my stupid ass. And I was good with it. See, a lot of men don't want to look in the mirror. See, a man looks in the mirror because that's where his power is, taking responsibility. He got 100% control over himself. I want y'all to understand that. I want y'all to know that. All right? I want y'all to know that. Not believe it. It ain't no theory. You got control of yourself. And if you that type, don't feel like it. Feel like, oh, these women are this or that. Stay the fuck off the channel. Because we in a time now, we need men to stand the fuck up. Stay the fuck off the channel. Don't comment because you add into my algorithm. Don't thumb it down or thumb it up. You add into my algorithm. Because we need men to stand up. And yeah, if I'm going to seem a little rough about it, because too often in my life, I had to take up for some other man not standing up. Handle his shit. Almost got killed one time because of that shit. So men need to stand up. I'm going to keep promoting it. Anybody got a problem with it, there ain't shit you going to do about it. And you going to roll with me. You going to take responsibility for what's happening. And yeah, I know women out here, they this or that, but you got a choice whether or not you're going to deal with it. You're going to deal with who you're going to deal with. A woman got to have a certain character to like to be in my circle. To even think about being in my circle. Every man needs to think that way. They need to earn your dick. They need to earn your time, your energy. They need to earn it. Too many men giving it the fuck away. And then when the women take advantage of them, they wondering why. They say, she ain't hold a gun to your head. What she do? She act that way. Why you putting up with it? Do like that dude did when I called that woman. She was being disrespectful to keep talking with me. And he just got his shit and was ready. He rolled out. So, do what you gotta do. But you take responsibility. That's what it means to be a man. Think on everything I'm saying, and I'll get back with you. Peace.